Skylark Outdoors here, and today we're going to go over which Ikon Ski Pass and Snowboard Pass is best for you. So what we're going to do is summarize kind of all the Ikon Pass resorts and the options you have between passes, because there are differences in which one's going to be the best ROI for you or is going to make sense for your winter ski plan. So I'm also going to give you a little editorial on some of the Ikon Pass resorts that I've been to, but hopefully this will help if you're trying to decide which Ikon Pass to get. But before that, I hope to see you on the mountain, and if I do, let's go ski. So the Ikon Ski Pass and Snowboard Pass is a pass that gives you unlimited skiing at certain resorts, and then depending on which pass you can then get 5 or 7 days additional. So I'm going to go with the most expensive Ikon Pass first, then I'm going to go down to the base pass and then the 4-day pass. So the Ikon Pass, the main one, it's just called an Ikon Pass, $1,519. What that gets you is 18 destinations with unlimited skiing, and then you get 52 destinations with 7 days of skiing. So I just did kind of an average and some of the more expensive ski resorts on this list. Steamboat is one of the 18 destinations with unlimited skiing. A ski pass there, a day rate on the heaviest days, can cost you up to $300 per day, which means if you go skiing 5 days in Steamboat on the weekends, you're going to have a 5-day ROI or return on investment on your ski pass, where once you've gone for 5 days, you ended up better buying the Ikon Pass than daily lift tickets. Now, there's all kinds of early season discounts to look out for, and weekdays are usually a little bit cheaper. But on average, most of the resorts on the Ikon Pass are somewhere in that $200 to $300 range for a day rate ticket on the weekend in the peak season, which is January through beginning of March. So the 18 destinations that you get are Steamboat, that's Colorado; Copper, Front Range, Colorado; Eldora, Front Range, Colorado; Mammoth, which is Middle California; Big Bear, Southern California; Stratton, that's in Vermont; Snowshoe, West Virginia; Schweitzer, Idaho; Blue Mountain, Ontario, Canada; Winter Park, Colorado, Front Range; A Basin, that's Colorado, Front Range; Palisades, Tahoe, that would be Tahoe or Lake Tahoe area; Reno, Nevada as well; June Mountain, Southern California; Snow Valley, Southern Mid-California; Sugarbush, Vermont; Crystal, Washington; Tremblant, Quebec, Canada again; and Solitude, Utah. So for $1,519, that's that 18 destinations with unlimited skiing. So if you want to ski a lot and you live near one of those 18 places, that makes that a good deal. Now, when you go to the base pass, you save yourself a little bit less than $400. It's $1,099 for the base pass. You get 14 resorts with unlimited skiing. What they take away from you from that list of 18 that we just told you about is you no longer have Steamboat on that list in Colorado. You no longer have Schweitzer on the list in Idaho. You no longer have A Basin on the list in Colorado. That's the Front Range. And you no longer have Crystal Mountain in Washington on the range. Those are the 4 that you don't get. But then you're going to get unlimited skiing at the rest that we mentioned before. Now, what is your ROI on that? Let's say $275 for some of these resorts, because Steamboat's not included. And you can Google this and find out what a day rate is, but most of them, that's right around it in peak season. Your ROI on the $1,099 pass would be at a $275 premium lift ticket during the weekend. Peak time would be 4 days. So your ROI is a little bit better, but you miss out on those 4 resorts. And the other disadvantage is that you do have blackout dates with the base pass. So a lot of those peak weekend dates, like if you're going over Christmas or if you're going over New Year's, MLK weekend, President's Day weekend, any of those 3-day holiday weekends, and even just some random peak weekends within the peak season, you're blacked out on those days. So like a Saturday lift ticket, you may not be able to get depending on the resort. So that's important to note. There are blackout dates with the base pass. With the regular Ikon Pass, there are no blackout dates. You can go whenever you want and you can go skiing. So that's important to note. You get blacked out on certain days. And then there is the 52 resorts 7 days on the regular Ikon Pass, the premium pass for $1,500. On the base pass, it goes down to 5 days at 50 different destinations. So they take away 2 destinations from you that are pretty nice destinations in the base pass. They take out Jackson Hole Ski Resort in Jackson, Wyoming. That's the Teton Range. And they take out Aspen, Colorado. And that is, I don't know, mid-range Colorado. It's not in the front range. But both of those ski resorts are really nice, really fun places to ski. I highly recommend, if you can get there at least once in your life, try and go to either Jackson or Aspen. Completely different. Jackson is much steeper. Aspen has a little bit of everything for everyone. Snowmass is a little bit more level, and you've got a lot of intermediate terrain and beginner terrain. And then you can go to, there's 3 other mountains all within Aspen that you can go to that you can use the pass on if you have the Ikon Pass. And those are all right there in Aspen, and then Aspen's a really fun town, as well as Jackson, Wyoming's a really fun town. So that's the Ikon regular pass, and then the Ikon base pass, which is less. Now they have a 4-day pass, which is $569, and what that averages out to is a lift ticket, $142 per day. Now, what I would recommend, if you get the 4-day ticket, my personal opinion is you're going to have the ROI even if you get the base pass in 4 days. The advantage is that you're saving on the 4-day lift ticket about, let's say, $100 on average when you get a 4-day Ikon Pass ahead of time versus buying at the window. But that's only if you're buying at premium days, premium time in the season. There also is some blackout days for that as well, so that's important to note. So if you're paying $142 per day, you want to use that at the premium and peak times because that's when the lift tickets are most expensive. Versus if you're at the end of the season or the beginning of the season, a lot of times you're going to find deals in November and December where you can get individual lift tickets for less than $142 a day at many of these different Ikon Pass resorts. So that's something that you should be aware of when you're looking at this. So we went through the 18 resorts with unlimited skiing. Now we're going to go over to the 52 resorts that you get. And then there's 2 if you go down to the other pass that you don't get. And the difference is you get 7 days with the premium pass and only 5 with the non-premium pass. So I'm just going to go over some of the highlights and some of the regional ski resorts. There's a lot on here, but we're going to go over some of my favorites as well as just some that are notable for different areas. So you get Aspen, Snowmass, and Jackson in that premium Ikon Pass, 7 days at each one of those. Boyne Highlands and Boyne Mountains. So if you're a Midwesterner, you would get 14 days or 7 at each one of those. So 7 at the Highlands, 7 at Boyne Mountains. So that's pretty cool. In terms of Utah, this is one where they've got unlimited skiing at Solitude, but they also include a lot of skiing in that Salt Lake City regional area. So you get Deer Valley, really nice resort. You get Alta, really nice as well. Snow Basin, Brighton, and Snowbird. So you get 7 days at each one of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd get 35 days of skiing between those. So that's a full season for most people there. That's a lot of skiing. Plus, you could then go to Solitude on the days after that, and you'd still have unlimited skiing there. So they do a good job with, if you're planning on going to the Salt Lake City area to go ski, they do a good job with those resorts. International, Dolomite, Italy, and Zermatt. Never been either of those places, but I hear they're really nice. Niseko, Japan. Never been there, but also want to go there. And they've got a couple other Japanese resorts, but Niseko is the one that I've seen a lot of Japan Instagram / TikTok stories of people in snow that's up to their necks powder skiing, which looks amazing. As far as other Western resorts, Big Sky, that's a really nice resort. That is outside Bozeman, so you'd probably fly into Bozeman and then go to Big Sky. Really, really big resort and all kinds of terrain there, like Big Sky a lot. Taos, last year Taos didn't have a whole bunch of snow, but supposedly really good. I've never been there. The summit at Snoqualmie, Washington. So that's Washington if you are out in the Seattle, Washington area. That's probably the biggest metro close by. A couple, St. Moritz, Switzerland. There's one in Austria. And let's see. Australia, if you're going to go ski down in Australia, they've got some Australian ski tickets. It says Threadbow. And then one in Chile. And so that's some of the highlights on the 52 resorts that you can go to. So overall, that's a lot of skiing. 52 by times 7, if you wanted to do all that, that is pretty much a full year every day of skiing if you just went to each one of those. That would probably be hard because of the seasons and how it works out, but I mean, feasibly somebody could do it. It would probably cost you more than an Ikon Pass in airfare to do every single Ikon Pass resort in 1 year, but you could certainly do it probably over a lifetime. So just interesting stuff there. So where I think you get the most value out of an Ikon Pass, and one that is, okay, this is unlimited. I'm just going to go with the places that I have been to that I really liked on Ikon Pass. If you're in the Tahoe area, Palisades Tahoe, amazing resort. There's everything there. Intermediate beginner terrain as well as incredibly advanced terrain. And just a really cool resort. So California area, that's an amazing resort. Another one that I really liked was Mammoth. If you're coming from Southern California, a lot of people come from San Diego and LA. In the Bay Area as well, Mammoth, beautiful, giant resort, same thing. Plenty of intermediate terrain and really crazy expert terrain if you want it, and then plenty of beginner terrain as well. In terms of Colorado, you do get a lot of value out of it in Colorado. You've got some front range resorts, and then you've got Steamboat, and then Utah, you get a lot of value out of that as well. As far as some of the other places, Montana, you're only getting 7 days at Big Sky, so that's a little bit tough. Way out west, northwest, Pacific Northwest, you really only get Crystal Mountain as your unlimited skiing, so that if you live near there, maybe that makes sense. But then in terms of other Washington resorts, you get Snoqualmie and Mount Bachelor, so you get those two Pacific Northwest resorts. And then actually, if you're in the Metro Detroit area and you are going to ski 14 days, it does make sense most likely for Boyne Highlands and Boyne Mountain. You're probably going to pay about $125 a ticket for those resorts most days. But then you would have the advantage of if you wanted to go for one out west trip, you'd get your money's worth there. So that is a thought as well. In terms of recommendations for what I would do on the Ikon Pass, the premium Ikon Pass, just called Ikon Pass at $1,500. That's a 5-day skiing ROI. I would probably go with that one. The base pass, that's a 4-day skiing ROI. That's $1,999. And then the 4-day, you got to pick and choose your days. That's $142 a day. So you do get some savings there. And then you're kind of locked into going on to a trip and just planning an Ikon Pass trip. So that's cool. The only thing you need to know about the 4-day and the base pass, though, is you're going to get locked out on a lot of those premium days when that might be most convenient for you to travel, just because you're getting a 3-day weekend or it's the holidays, maybe you do a holiday ski trip. So something to be aware of when you're looking at these Ikon Pass resorts. Now, a couple other perks of the Ikon Pass. If you do get the full Ikon Pass, what you're going to do is you're going to get 50% off family and friend lift tickets. So that's cool. If you want to convince a friend to come, that's a pretty good deal. I think they have a limitation of maybe 10 or 12 tickets, but you do get 50% off family and friend tickets. So that's cool. At the lift ticket window. So you're paying lift ticket window price, but 50% off that. And then you get 2 free bike park days at participating bike park resorts. A lot on here have mountain biking. I don't know which ones do and which ones don't include in that, but there's a big enough selection that you could probably find 2 days of mountain biking that you would really enjoy. In my opinion, if you're going to ski for more than 1 week, maybe you're going to take 2 trips, or you're going to try and ski on those premium days where they have blackout days around the holidays or on 3-day weekends, I would probably go with the Ikon Pass and then just ski more. If you're worried about getting an ROI out of the Ikon ticket, rather than going 5 days, maybe make another weekend trip or another 5-day trip and just do 10 days of skiing, and then you're going to get your value out of the most expensive Ikon Pass. If you're thinking that you're only going to ski during the week and or you're not as concerned about skiing on those blackout days and those 4 resorts that they don't include unlimited skiing in anymore, Steamboat, Schweitzer, A-Basin, and Crystal, then I guess you could go with that base pass, which is $1,099. You also miss out on Jackson and Aspen being included, which are really cool ski resorts. but you would still get 5 days at 50 destinations. So you would still probably make your money back if you're going to do at least 4 days of skiing with the base pass, but you have to be aware of those blackout days and restrictions. Now, another way to get the most value out of your Ikon Pass is if you purchase it early. You usually get a discount there. It's usually about $100. So that would even make this ROI equation even better if you were looking at either the Ikon Premium Pass or Ikon Pass and the Ikon Base Pass. So if you got any questions, drop them in the comments. Hope we explained this well to you, and hope to see you on the slopes. Thank you for watching this explanation of the Ikon Pass and which one is best for you. We'll see you next time.